Everything should be good now, though, so we should be ready to walk and roll. So, I'm gonna get me 5 million layers on my computer here, and we will get going. So, let's see. I believe last time we left off, I believe the two little girls vanished, if I remember correctly. Let's see. So I think we won chapter 10. I think if I remember correctly, it tells October 20th at 3:19. Yeah. So, make sure it's... Yeah. Yeah, so it's definitely this. Now, I don't remember if we did the extras in this. Or the tips. Let's see. Scrapboard. Yeah, I don't think we looked over these yet, so let's pop into them then. Still has the seat today. So what are you up to today, Jack? Was a good workout today, though. My legs have really needed the workout since doing my sister's trip thing. That 6-hour drive is kill on your legs. Or daughter and son-in-law. Not too much. Nothing interesting going on. Not playing anything interesting. Hmm. Who are they talking about exactly? Same old, same old. What's the last thing you've been playing out of curiosity? So we got live stream finished up, so that's done. We got all the endings in that. So they're talking about the hidden lessons. Hmm. Power Wash Sim. Oh yes, Power Wash Simulator. That's a particular game I just don't see the appeal of personally. Like it's, I mean, nothing against anyone, but I don't know. It just seems like an odd title to me. But then again, I have a lot of games to play, so maybe one day if it's like super cheap, I'll snag a copy and just see if there's some more to it. So they'll console that the last yeah, because the male was the leader of one family, and the little girl was the last remaining person of her own family. Could be attempt to cover up her dying. I have seen some interesting DLCs, like there was the Back to the Future, as you mentioned. Wasn't there something from Final Fantasy VII? I feel like there was one other one that sounded like an interesting thing. But yeah, that bit bizarro. But hey, I guess it's something interesting than just plain old power washing a house or something. So they're trying to get a search warrant to check that out. There was a SpongeBob DLC? What the hell? Shit is getting weird. So if the last leader vanishes, something really fucking weird's happening. So yeah, so it's squunched up there on the side. Japanese text can be so confusing. Well, that kind of makes sense in a way, because, I mean, isn't it published by Square Enix? Kind of surprised they didn't charge money for it. Honestly, I'm surprised the name's even attached to it, to be honest. I mean, what company even made it, actually? Because, I mean, I don't imagine it was made in-house. No, but I mean, like, the game itself, I'm pretty sure was published by Square Enix. I didn't even double check it, too. I'm pretty sure they're listed on the cover. Oh, wash. Yep. Bottom right corner, Square Enix. Like, seems like such a weird thing to be in there, when we're here, let's take a look. It's made by... Future Lab? Future Lab? Future Lab? Never heard of them. Don't know if they have any other games. They don't have a wiki page, so... Don't want to open a bazillion tabs. Wonder if they just published it for them, or if they own the company, I wonder. That's sometimes the question. Imagine they published it? I can't really imagine them owning it. But it's hard to say with Square Enix these days. What, the youngest take a nap? What about the old? So it looks like the search warrant ain't going through. But yet two of us are still alive. Can't imagine it's easy being the police in this situation they're in. It has to be a hellscape nightmare. This game just keeps getting more and more confusing, I tell you. It's just like, what is going on? Let's see, the Power Wash Simulator wanted to make both. Well, they will. PlayStation didn't make Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was made by it was the company that Square Enix actually sold off. That also did DSX. Tomb Raider. What will they call it again? Eidos. Eidos Interactive. Eidos made it, and Tomb Raider was on other stuff. It was on the Saturn PC. By the way, make sure to wind back. Oh yeah, when is daylight savings actually? Let's see, it's on the 5th, so that'll be this Sunday. Shit. No. But thank you for actually reminding me about that. Having a week off, it kind of slipped my mind. My dad will probably reminded me of it, probably anyway. A mahjong table. We'll just set a mahjong table and casually talk about death and murder. Who wants to talk about murders? Right, kitties? Everyone wants to talk about murders, don't they? Wind back the clock. Yikes. Ooh. $2,600. 800,000 gone. 800,000? Oh my goodness. That's kind of interesting, though. Is that true? Like, I did not know, like, there was, like, a religious stance that was in the Japanese Constitution. Of course, this is in the 80s, so I don't know if that's necessarily something that still holds up. Interesting. Well, let the nightmare continue. So, it's possible all three leaders are missing, which is very confusing. See, like I said, my only theory is if it's a spiritual course thing, that it took pity perhaps on the two of us because we're children and we didn't go in there with the mindset of wanting to reveal secrets. We just let curiosity get the best of us. The other two were up to actually no good, at least from that perspective. Well, it's toast. Something I used to do when I was younger, I'd butter my toast and put a little light dash of salt. Supposedly. Or it could be a monster. Coming to eat everyone. Nope, it's her. I mean, the upside is, aside from one friend going a little crazy, but that was more questioning, you haven't gone super insane on him like in chapter 1. Well, yeah, two of your friends are fucking missing. I mean, in the long perspective of punishing them for changing the lock to something simple, I kind of understand the logic of that, but it still seems so odd. Especially since both of them went missing. After school. I mean, on the upside, considering how the town is, probably everyone's gonna probably just be sleeping. Okay, class, assume the sleeping. Well, hoping nothing bad happened to her. See, I swear, I'm expecting for some reason she attacks her sister or something happens to her sister, and then she fakes being her and then gets us to say something. She wasn't the leader yet, unless... Because if she gets taken away, that means something happened to her grandma. Which means basically all our friends are fucking gone. Well, this should be very telling. Like, the village itself is panicking. That's really interesting. Because it keeps going from, it feels like the people are aware and at the same time not aware. And, like, the fact that these people have vanished seems to be completely baffling them. I mean, considering two little girls are fucking gone, you know, and the leaders are fucking vanishing, like, everyone's likely concerned for just anyone. So even the town itself appears to be terrified about what's going on. So they'll... This is... It is very concerning that the town is this up in arms. It wasn't like this before. It's like they don't know who's even going to get targeted anymore. Now they went to from such a large friend group to like nobody. Jeez. I mean, I don't know how you brighten up a day like this. Like you're like, could you imagine wake up one day and basically almost your entire friend group is just fucking gone? I mean, hopefully the game's with hailing us and maybe she's okay, but I can't help but share the similar concern as the main character. But what would she get punished for? If the other two were being punished for changing out the lock, was she getting punished for not stepping in? And what of her grandma? It's all collapsing. We only know that. The bikes were gone. But why did they both vanish? What did she do? She didn't have anything to do with the lock. I mean, did they even try to find the bike tracks? Like, I mean, depending on the roads of that, it could be possible to see to a certain extent how far the bikes went. I don't know. Why would they vanish in town? So yeah, something might happen to the dog. So did she mean herself in the mail? But then what? What would she go to do so late after school? Hmm. Have a good stream. Oh my goodness. See, I hate shit like that. It's like, like, have a good stream and then, oh, here's a bunch of garbage. Like, I don't, who even buys this shit? It's so stupid. Seriously. Hmm. So they bought some tofu. Because then they would eat, likely. So she was cooking. She vanished. A little harder. Well, I mean, if they will... The question here is, if they were cooking, or at least one of them was cooking, but both bikes are gone, they wouldn't have left... I mean, nothing was left on, right? I mean, if the oven was on, then obviously that would be concerning. So, I mean, they could have turned it off and left. They made dinner and they had leftovers. Was the leftovers from the previous day or that day? Well, she does say that they made dinner and left it untouched and wrapped up. Must have been Willie Sutton. So, were they invited to something? So they made dinner, but for some reason they left. They didn't even put it all away. But what would make them abandon dinner? Both of them. Why? So you think they went out to go get more soy sauce? Is it really that simple? They just left to go get sauce and just vanished? I mean, if they have a convenience store that's open that late, I mean, why not? But hell? Big bottle of soy sauce wasn't there. Listen to the end without interrupting, eh? Well, she's the priest for the town. But we'd have to ask our neighbors about that then. So you're going to say the neighbor isn't telling anyone anything then, because this would really hint at the idea that they may have done something. Then they both vanished. But whose house did they go to? But whose house did they go to? You trying to imply that one of the villagers purposely lured them out and took them out? I mean... they likely ain't going to admit to them being at the house, because that would imply they could have something to do with the disappearance in general. It's an interesting theory, though, considering all the clues. But exactly. You not wanting to tell me whose house you think they went to? Whose house would they go to? The shrine is really far away from everything. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. Like, she's applying somebody purposely invited them. And if we go with all this stuff about cannibalism and shit, then, you know, that leads to a very concerning thing. And we're all way aware, the village is aware we went in now. They know we did. But why haven't they targeted us? See, we don't know if we're still going to be targeted is the thing. They could be offering us mercy because we're actual residents. We didn't necessarily mean to do anything. But I'm curious, why did the camera guy and her hear the weird shadow steps of a child? But this is the one that doesn't make sense. The lock thing for the mayor and her makes sense. The other two make sense. The possibility of forgiving us makes sense. But why did she vanish? Why? Good morning, Dan. A loose end? But what if she mentioned something to her? If we're going by the logic of, by his point of view, he doesn't really know much about the whole lock thing. See, she thinks they're saving us for last. I mean, Carol doesn't really know. See, that's what I'm wondering. If somebody in the village is doing this, they clearly do not like what happened. Unless the person doing it happens to be one person's sister, has a crush on the other person. Would she do that? Would she erase her own friends? But no. If she would be willing to erase her own friends, she would certainly have killed her sister by now then. I mean, it's quite obviously she's been frustrated and annoyed at the whole thing with her sister and me. Why would she kill children and leave her sister alive? That theory doesn't make sense. If possibly she was dead too, then it could make sense. It could be her baring her real fangs at everyone. Oh, shit. Ooh, that's interesting. Anyway, back to the mystery though. Somebody watching her. But that's doesn't make sense for what's going on. See, the MC's logic is the mayor and Horde got taken because they got told what happened. But that doesn't explain why the other friend got taken. She just lived with her. She's kind of the fact that she was taken and that the two of us weren't taken doesn't make sense. Only half the group that went into the sacred storehouse were punished. And then the male, basically the leaders, and the suspicion of the last family leader possibly being gone too. We haven't confirmed that yet, but the extras make it sound like there was very concern on that. See, I didn't really think about that angle, that if she is erasing the people, she could be sparing her because twin sister, and obviously me, because this timeline she has some super uber crush on me. Ooh, and if that's true, but it's hard. I just find it hard she would have wasted two of her friends over her jealousy for her sister. Like and even before that, she hated her twin sister, so. Okay, just to give a recap rundown here. So, 4 people entered the storehouse. Main character, twin sister, the camera guy, and the nurse. Next day, just like in Chapter 1, camera guy and nurse died. Unlike Chapter 1, nurse did not mysteriously vanish. Both bodies were found. So the two of them, both bodies are found. Camera guy died the same way. Nurse died burnt up in a barrel. Some reason so far, other half of the group not have no punishment so far. Male of one of the families vanishes 2 nights ago. Last night, the little priestess and the other little girl vanished. No bodies found of the 3 of them. Originally, the twin sister thought maybe 2 people would vanish unknowingly, but now 3 people have vanished unknowingly. So things are, and the town's reaction is what's really concerning to me. So we went to school, and like all the parents of the children were taking them to school and shit. It was like, like in real life, if like a kindergarten or had been kidnapped, or multiple kids were being kidnapped, like it's something that would realistically happen in a neighborhood. Parents would start doing that because it's obviously concerning. It's really concerning that the town that is aware of this shit's happening, it's like they don't understand who's even being targeted anymore. It's really, really interesting. Well, real time talk's over. Time to get back to reality. I think that's a red herring. I don't think that's the case. It doesn't make sense. Why even do that? Why didn't they do that to the other two? What's the point? Why? See, and they were also picking a. The town itself is freaked out. Its own traditions and legends. Make sure they go to the doorway. Yeah, like in the previous chapter, I wouldn't say I felt like they loved each other. I did think there was a bond there, but not like how it is in this timeline. This dimension, this version of the world, or we still don't even know what the fuck's going on in that regard. You know what could do? Go into my house, get my parent, then walk to your house, drop you off, and then walk back with my parent to my house. It'd be a hell of a left. Like, if she just vanished, that would be a hell of a left field. Uh-oh. Try to ambush me. He's a lot more offensive on the officer in this chapter. But hey, maybe we can get him to take her home, and this could work out. Unless you vanish. On one now. To deal with him. Oh, fuck. My parents ain't here? Well, she went to go home. No, don't get in the car. Kidnappings. Always those damn bugs. Ooh, secret officer stuff. Very forthcoming, interesting. It's exactly the same. Signs that he was assaulted, whipped his own neck out. You see, unlike the last time, she just vanished. They never found her. This time they found her and she was burned to death and left in a barrel. So fucking weird. They think she was strangled, so she couldn't resist the burning. That's the interesting question. They took the time to put a way out and settle on file. That is a fair question. Why did they only burn one of them? I mean, he just said it's pretty hard to identify bodies that get burnt the fuck death. I mean, this isn't the early 80s or mid 80s, so I mean, investigation shit isn't as sophisticated as it is now. I mean, I'm pretty sure teeth are really the only thing they have to go by for the most part in that kind of situation. So he had an appointment. So he made it home and he was getting ready to go to the shrine meeting. Hmm. Just realized something. What did he realize? Hmm. something. He went home. Why does it matter he was alone? Then... What is he trying to get on about? Was he trying to fix it alone? When? No, I'm having a life crisis issue right now. Yes. Toppings of murder. Anchovies. Soviet or Chinese handguns. What? That's not good. He just said only. Then that could conform it then. She could be taking them all out. What about the twin sister? Disappeared the next day. She's fucking called it. She was. So all those phone calls had just been with her. That means there's 4 people disappeared. That doesn't make sense. I was getting fucking phone calls, so either she's calling beyond the grave or her sister was faking being her. But it wasn't. But he doesn't understand why Wolf freaked out. Wait, you're not hearing. You're not hearing audio? Because swore the audio was working. Let me check here. Stupid ad. No, I hear the bug background. You don't hear it? You don't hear the bugs? Try we fresh the stream. I can hear the bugs. I heard the creepy music. I hear it in the stream, so the background audio's there. You don't hear them? The loud chirping sounds? Like there was the creepy sounds when we were just talking about all the stuff. But yeah, right now it's the bug sound effect, but earlier there was the sound effects. Yeah, when he was talking about all the other shit, there was the sound effects. Maybe you have your audio too low. Or maybe there's too many other sounds of audio in your environment. I mean, to be fair, most of the music's when a lot of creepy shit's happening, or sometimes some lighthearted stuff. Otherwise, it's a lot of times just background sounds like this.